Hey guys, it's your guy Bo here, and today we have a very special episode today. We are doing a massive book review. I know I have not been doing book reviews long, and this is only the second book review video, but it is definitely the biggest so far because we are going to be reviewing not one, not two, but 3 books. We are going to be reviewing them in the order of the year they came out in. So are you guys ready? Well, ready or not, let's jump right into this. So the first book that we are going to be reviewing today is the book Becoming by Michelle Obama, the former First Lady of the United States. Now, I'm sure you all know who Michelle Obama is, but I'm not sure if all of you know that she wrote this book and released it in 2018. It was a #1 New York Times bestseller, and it surpassed 50 Shades of Grey for being the most time spent as #1 on the Amazon. So yeah, let's jump into this. And we're going rapid fire, so try to keep up. Now, this book, Becoming, is her memoir, and it discusses, well, at first it has 3 sections. The first section is Becoming Me. And this section talks about her childhood. It talks about her upbringing, the challenges that she faced while she was growing up. It talks about her parents, her brother, and like her time through school and all of that, and her college education and her getting a job at a law firm. And it was at this law firm that she goes into this section of becoming us. And she met at this law firm her future husband, Barack Obama, who was the 44th president of the United States. And Becoming Us talks about how she started falling in love with him and how they eventually married and had their children, and Barack Obama's political career and his presidential campaign. And it talks about talks about her time in the White House. And it even shows it shows pictures of her life on these pages. Like, here's some of them. And it talks about her time in the White House and how she discovered her voice and how she had to adapt to all the changes that she faced throughout her time as First Lady and becoming more. It talks about really how she adjusted into her role as First Lady and everything that she did while she was First Lady. I personally, while she was First Lady, I never really paid attention to her, I will admit that. But I just knew that she was a very nice woman and that she did a lot of good things. And God bless her for those. And it also talks about the second campaign for Barack Obama, and the challenges they faced because they were unsure if he was going to win a second term, and he did. And it also talks about her last few months as First Lady and her time afterwards, like after she had left. It talks about the things that she went through and basically it talks about how she readjusted to life outside of the White House. She's currently living in Washington, D.C. Well, really, the epilogue, it talks about her, like, what happened, like, her last day, like, as she walked out. So, in summary of this book, Becoming Me talks about her childhood, her education, her starting her job at a law firm and meeting Barack Obama, becoming us, talks about her falling into a relationship with him, getting married, having their children, Barack's campaign in politics and becoming president of the United States, and becoming more talks about his second term as president. And the epilogue talks about her leaving the White House. And yeah, and it talks about, well, becoming more, it doesn't just talk about his campaign for second term, it talks about her time in the White House and the things she had to adjust to and the challenges she faced. But yeah, it's very enlightening, and I found it just myself just a pleasant aura while reading this book, because she just seems like a very pleasant woman, and I did not get to meet her while she was First Lady, and I'm not sure if I ever will meet her, but it's just, I read about 75% of this book, and then I stopped. I put it down, and I didn't pick it up again for 2 years, and I regret stopping. But at the same time, I also don't, because now I have finished a great book, and I get to share it with you guys. But yes, I recommend that you check this out, and it's a very, the only word I can describe it with is pleasant. It's just a pleasant book. Anyways, 1 down, 2 to go. Are y'all still with me? Good. The next book is also by Michelle Obama. It came out just last year, called The Light We Carry, Overcoming in Uncertain Times. And it comes in 5 parts. Fear, she just discusses her fear, the fears that we face as a nation, and the fears that other people may face that are similar to hers. She compares the things that cause her fear to what causes the fear of others. Like, they are like that version of what caused her fear. And it talks about like the problems that like all the challenges our nation has faced ever since she left the White House. And it talks about how like she was taught to face fear and face challenges growing up, and how she was facing them throughout her life and how she's still facing them today. And it talks about how we should face fear and face our challenges, and it talks about going high. And we should keep going high, as she gets that question so many times. And it says here, it encourages readers to work through fear, find strength in community, and live with boldness. And she says, quote, "When we are able to recognize our own light, we become empowered to use it." And I completely agree with this. I literally just finished this book today. And I really liked it. It was, I can say it's not as long as Becoming was, but it was still very informative and very powerful. So I hope y'all are still with me, because we still got 1 book left. And the final book that we are going to be reviewing is a book that came out just a few months ago, Britney Spears' memoir, The Woman in Me. Now, everybody knows who Britney Spears is, and everybody's associated her with being psycho, crazy, things like that. Some people may think of her, like when they hear the name Britney Spears, they think of Toxic, Hit Me Baby One More Time, Oops, I Did It Again. Those are just her songs. But this book describes her life. It talks about how her father was an alcoholic growing up, and how she was terrified of him. And it discusses how she got into stardom and how she met certain stars like Christina Aguilera and Justin Timberlake. Those are just the 2 I can remember off the top of my head. But she was going great. But I found out what Justin Timberlake did to her. Let's just say I now see him as an asshole, and I have lost all respect for him. I admired him before, but after reading what happened to Britney with what he did, I don't respect him anymore. And I actually felt sorry for Britney in this book, because I found about how bad her first marriage was, how it deteriorated, and how she was constantly harassed by paparazzi, and how she was placed into a conservatorship by her father, and she remained like that for 13 years. I was 4 years old when she got into that conservatorship, and I was 17 when she was out of it. And the things that I read happened while she was under this conservatorship, I was thinking, holy shit. I was horrified. They controlled what she ate, when she slept, what she did. Like, she couldn't eat things like burgers, fries, chocolate. If people were preventing me from eating those things, I don't know what I would do, because those are part of my main food groups. But if my life was controlled the way hers was every single day, I would have just become a robot. I would have become dead emotionally, and ultimately I just would have shut down. But I admire Brittany so much for suffering all of this, and she still kept going. That's something to admire, because I have been through a lot in my life and I've kept going, but when I see someone who has gone through more than me and they still keep going, I admire them. I always admire them. And it talks about how she, like, what series of events happened, and that got her out of the conservatorship, and she did all of this stuff in her conservatorship just to see her 2 sons. And if that is not admirable, then I don't know what is. And what broke my heart the most in this scene was when she was clutching one of her children. When she was divorcing her first husband, they were siding with him, and they weren't believing that she was innocent, and she was hiding in the bathroom holding her child when a SWAT team burst in. That sounds horrifying and heartbreaking. And basically her family did not like her until a certain point in her life. And basically her parents did so many things, especially her father, where she hates her parents now, and if they were my parents and they did all that to me, I would hate them too, so I cannot blame her. Her mother even wrote a memoir about how Brittany used to be this wonderful girl, but then she deteriorated. But there's just too much that I cannot say. Like, too much happened in this book, and I can only say a little bit. I cannot say enough, because it's just too much in here that, like, it's just too much for me to say in this video. But I highly recommend you read this. You will not regret it, because it will open your eyes. It will open your eyes and your mind to just how much one of the biggest pop stars in the world has been through. And honestly, I sympathize with her. Brittany, if you're watching this, I sympathize with you, girl, and I am so proud of you for all that you've accomplished, and I'm proud of you for this book, for speaking out for yourself. Keep it up, girl. You're doing great. But yeah, I will say, with all of these books, here's how I rank them. First place is obviously Britney Spears' book, this memoir. Second place is Michelle Obama's book, Becoming. And third place is Michelle Obama's The Light We Carry. Now, you don't have to get these books. This is just a suggestion, but because I'm one person and I can only give my opinion. And this is one person against the world. But if you don't, I highly recommend that you get all of these books, that you check out all of them. They're incredible books, and you will not regret it. I know some people don't like reading nonfiction, but these are good nonfiction books. You will not regret reading these, I promise. And that's it for the book reviews. And I do want to give a heads up, a disclaimer, because 2024 is upon us. And I will say there are changes that are coming that year. I know my channel name is Star Wars Guy, but I haven't posted a lot of Star Wars stuff. That changes. Despite having Star Wars in my name, I still do a little bit of everything. But I will be doing more Star Wars stuff. I will be giving my thoughts on Star Wars projects, reviewing Star Wars books. There will be a book review for Star Wars coming, so be sure to check that out once it comes out. Stay tuned. But yeah, I'm going to be improving myself in 2024. Improving my channel, improving my content. I will be improving myself. Yeah, you're just going to be seeing a lot of positive changes around here. And I cannot wait for what 2024 brings. But yeah, that is all for this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.